So in this unit we've learned about absolute values, and now we've learned about inequalities. So now we're going to put them together. We're going to start with absolute value inequalities that are greater than something. Greater than and less than create different statements. So let's focus on greater than for right now. Let's do a pretty straightforward example. The absolute value of x is greater than 3. If this were an equality or an equal sign, we would go ahead and create a positive distance equation and a negative distance equation. Even though this is an inequality, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to say x is greater than 3, and x, we need the negative 3. But we know when we divide or multiply by a negative, thus to get to the negative 3, we have to flip the inequality sign. So this is very important. You have your positive direction, but then you flip and switch your sign on the negative direction. Let's look at this. X is greater than 3. We have an open dot, and we're going greater than. We have an open dot at negative 3, and x is less than. What kind of statement is this? When we have the absolute value of x is greater than 3, it is an OR statement. X is either greater than 3 or x is less than a negative 3. Let's go ahead and do one that's a little more, or a few more steps, I shouldn't say complicated. 8x minus 5 is greater than 11. So we have our positive version, positive distance, and our negative, 8x minus 5, flip, switch. Okay? So now we have 8x greater than 16, x is greater than 2. We have 8x is less than a negative 11 minus 5 is, or add 5, excuse me, is negative 6. Negative 11 plus 5 is negative 6. So we get x is less than negative 6/8, or reducing our fraction, x is less than negative, I cannot write today, 3/4. Remember your OR, and this is your solution. When we're talking about absolute value inequalities, now we're not just talking about the distance from 0. We're saying the distance from 0 has to be more than 3. So 4, 5, 6 would be more than 3. Negative 4, 5, 6 would be a distance of more than 3 from 0. So just keep that in mind. We're not just talking about the distance from 0 now. We're saying it has to be greater than a certain number.